and just see that it works. Try to stop transcription like that. Yes. Be sure to let everybody know that they are being recording. Yes, I've done that now. So you had some time to look at the front page here for this call, and I've actually put some of the very important stuff already on this page because you had some time to sit and look at it. We'll start from, obviously I'll go through all of these details in more details. What you know as the Microsoft Partner Network, or MPN in daily speak, is absolutely obsolete from the 1st of October. There's no more gold or silver. You cannot use the gold things you put on your website or in LinkedIn or anything like that. It's gone. It has no value anymore, and Microsoft will not allow you to use it anymore. So why? Well, silver and gold, according to Microsoft, has lost its value. They made a lot of research on this with customers and partners, and silver and gold membership sort of didn't really mean anything to partners. It was too easy to attain. So the new program will have higher requirements for partners, and I'll go through that in detail. And that is sort of Microsoft's path over the last few years, that they need partners to do more, train themselves, get exams, grow their customer base, help customers use the software, and this is what we'll get into a lot of details on. So you have the overriding reason for this. It is that Microsoft want partners to do more for selling Microsoft and for getting customers to use Microsoft products. And this is what is sort of the core of all this. The questions I've had already, because I've already talked to a number of resellers in more details, one-on-one on this. Incentives, well, even though the program starts on the 1st of October this year, effect on incentives will not be until next year, so October 2023. I've tried to put that very clearly here. And that is simply because Microsoft want to allow time for you to adjust to this new world or this new partner program. For internal use right licenses, many of you have used these because I've helped you set it up. You might have bought an action pack, or you have silver partner 25 licenses, or gold partner 100 licenses, and then some additional stuff depending on which competency you have. The good news is, and I put a little smiley here, is that you'll get more on the Microsoft Cloud Partner Program. It's definitely, for most partners, this will mean you get more licenses, and I'll get into some details on this also. If you don't become part of the new solutions program, then you can continue with the current internal use right licenses for at least 2 years. You still have to once per year pay the old fee, the same fee as you've already been paying. In Denmark, that's 11,000 Danish kroner for silver and 26,000 for gold. And the action pack will also still be available. So this is part of the stuff here. I will go in and make a demo directly and show you how you can go in and have a look at it already. If you need help on that, Arrow will be available for one-on-one meetings. Of course, this is in Denmark by me or Thomas Esø, who is also on this call and will be answering questions in the chat if you have any. We will also do a lot about helping you get the exams needed for this new program, because there are some new demands on this for you to do. And Alice Merrill, who's also on the call, if you have questions on this, will sort of help us get a good schedule set up for July, December, even going into 2023 with a lot of trainings. And I'll show you slides about this later on. Let's kick it off. So I'll share the recording and I'll share the PowerPoint you're seeing and some other materials within a few hours after the call. to everybody who signed up. There's actually been a lot of people asking me, I'm busy at that time. Yeah, just sign up and you'll get an email with a link to all the information. If you have not signed up for our newsletter, then please go to this link and it'll be in the, perhaps Thomas, you could find that and put it in the chat so people can already do it if they have time during the call. Go in and sign up for our newsletters. It's the only way we actually can get in contact with you and give you information about trainings, webinars, exams, trainings and stuff going forward. And I have a lot of participants today from other countries than Denmark. Of course, you should do the same in your countries. Contact your Arrow employee and ask them how to do this. So I've put this image on because some of you will find it difficult to become a solution partner because the requirements have gone up. It's actually the reverse of this photo because you may be the partner who want to get in and you're too small. You don't have enough revenue, you don't have enough new customers, you don't have enough of all the stuff I'm going to show you. We will try to help you at Arrow. Microsoft in Denmark has actually approached us to set up a program where we will help the smaller resellers who will have some problems attaining this solution partner. And it's in the beginning now. We're the only distributor in Denmark that Microsoft has signed up for this or is talking with about this. So we don't really know any details. It will be probably really be starting in the fall. So right before this. And it is important for you to do this before your next renewal after the 1st of October. So for some of you, it may be a long time before it's really relevant. But yeah, some of you will probably feel like this dog doesn't really fit me. But let's have a look. I've talked to a number of resellers already who felt, it seems it's very difficult. And when we went into the details, I said, whoa, it was not as difficult as I actually thought it would be. So that's the positive side of it. Microsoft announced in a blog post on March the 16th by Rodney Clark, who's actually leaving Microsoft, but that's another story, that their partner network of more than 400,000 partners is now changing. And they have quite a good blog post, so I've put the link at the bottom here, or you can just search for some of the words on the top and you'll probably find it. You don't need to log in or anything to see this. And I've actually taken some of the the next two slides will be from this blog post with my markings to explain a little. So the first yellow part is, of course, the change of the name. MPN, I've said for so many years, that's probably going to be a little bit difficult to say Microsoft Cloud Partner Program, or MCPP. But as Microsoft is writing here, this change better reflects the enormous and ongoing transition of business operations to the cloud. And this is why cloud is part of the name of the new program. And also about how Microsoft intends to support partners in the future. If you really want support, want stuff, incentives included in the future from Microsoft, you need to be part of this program. So pay attention. This is why I in the invite also said action needed. You need to do something. Microsoft is focused on proficiency in 6 solution areas. Your proficiency. You need to show that you know what you're doing and you have success in doing it. Otherwise, you will not be able to be part of this. So this is really important for Microsoft. I'll get back to all the different solution areas. So what are they doing? Well, they have set up in Partner Center a system to sort of categorize partner capability and measure your success. And they're doing this because when you become a solution partner, customers will understand that you actually have good capability in this area. So when customers are searching for a partner, they can find partners who definitely has the ability to help them in these areas, because it's a little bit difficult to get these stuff. You need to know your stuff. So there's a new partner capability score we'll get back to. On top of the solution partner program, there will still be, as there is today, specializations and expert programs. Today it's called advanced specializations. They'll just take away the advanced and have specializations. It's actually the same as we've had before, so not a big change here. There will of course be evolution, but not a big change in this area. Partners who have the specializations or as part of the expert program, they have really demonstrated deep technical expertise and experience to become that, because that's on top of the other stuff. So Microsoft is doing this to validate your capability, give customers an easy way to identify you, which technical capabilities do you have, your knowledge and history of delivering to other customers. It's of course difficult if you're a new partner, because then you will not have the history of delivering. So that will be tough. But this is also intention of Microsoft, that partners, that you need to show that you can do this. So the partner capability score will be measuring you on performance, which is added customers, on skilling, which is certification, and on customer success. That means deployments of the software and the growth in usage, it should actually say down here. Microsoft can measure all of this because this is a cloud solution, and they have sort of all the data they need to see, is this going good with this customer, and who is the partner connected to this customer, so they can see how it goes. So just to show it in a little different way, there's a base membership. It's still available to everybody. It's free. So you can still be a Microsoft partner. You can then go up the steps, become a solution partner. And you can also take the specializations and become an expert. That's two different things, actually. Expert currently only on Azure. And for those who cannot attain solution partner, there's still the action pack. They're very small partners. This is 5 licenses that you will get, and some other stuff for a little fee every year. It's a little different in each country what it costs. So this is how it looks. This is the badge you will be able to earn. If you're a solution partner on infrastructure, it'll look like this, and the same for the rest. There was 6, but you actually see 7 here. That's because the last one here, you can only get this if you have all 6. Then you will get the number 7 and you can put this on. So if you become a solution partner for Microsoft Cloud, then you really know your stuff because you can do it all. I don't think I have a part. There are some major international ones that will probably be able to do this quite rapidly, but other partners will find it difficult to have experts in all these areas. So yeah, I've already talked about the stuff at the bottom, so I'll skip this. If you get specializations on top of your solution partner designation, then your badge will look like this. You can use that on your homepage, LinkedIn, when you attain it, of course, to go out and advertise. Yeah, we really know our stuff. So just a little way to show this. Timeline. Right now, we are after the announcement, and your anniversary date, quite important in the partner program. How can you see your anniversary date? I've actually opened this up so you can see. If you go into Partner Center, this is Arrow's Partner Center. I'm not going to show so much from that one because there's a number of details I cannot show to you, but this one I can show. You can click on the burger menu up here in the top. If you don't know why it's called a burger menu, have a look at it. And then click on membership. When you get to the membership tab, click on membership offers. And then if you need to scroll down a bit, down here at the bottom, you can actually see when your renewal date starts. I've just renewed for Denmark. So I have until April next year before I have to do anything. I've seen many partners who actually have an April timeframe, but I've also seen at least one partner who's renewing at the end of November this year. So that's quite early after the introduction of the new program. So this is where you see when your renewal is, and that's quite important actually, because anniversary dates stay the same. You will renew at the same time. If you are just a partner without silver or gold today, or an action pack, then you'll just continue being that. There's no change on that. So now it is the 3rd of October, and we are in the time until your next renewal of the partner program. So at the top, if your organization meet the criteria, and we'll show all the stuff about points in just a moment, then you will receive the new designation. So you will be able to go to Partner Center and download your badge and everything. But your benefits until your anniversary will be the same as you had on silver or gold. So you don't get anything extra simply because you attain the new badge here. You will have to wait until your anniversary before you get the new allocation of internal use licenses, etc. If you cannot meet the requirements of 70 points and other stuff, well, there's no change to your benefits until your next anniversary after the 1st of October. So just continue enjoying the benefits you had with the internal licenses. And you can actually buy, when you have your renewal of the partner program, you can stay on the old, not gold or silver, but you can pay the fee you used to do and have the same amount of internal use licenses. This has been very important to people. Some of you may remember that Microsoft 3 or 4 years back tried to remove all of that, and it was a quick uproar from all the partners, and that at Inspire in the US, they actually said on the first day, some of the first things they mentioned, we heard you, we're not going to take that away. And now they're actually adding to it, and they are allowing you, even though there's a new program, they're allowing you to keep what you have today. As long as you're silver or gold, you'll be able to have that for at least 2 years more. They don't say that specifically, but they say that for some time. And I read that as at least 2 years, probably more. So you have time to go in and attain the new programs requirements. So this is what you can do in that period. So at some time you will have to renew. So at your first anniversary date, you can choose actually to have the legacy benefits that you have today or the new solution partner benefits. As I look at it, it seems that the new solution partner benefits are much better than the old one. They are more than gold, but of course you also have to pay the fee for solution partner, which will be the old gold fee, 26,000 Danish kroner. If they actually use current exchange rates, it's more like 34,000 Danish kroner. So I hope they're not changing that. You can use co-op for it, and that will come back also. If you're still not eligible, well, you can continue for some time, as I told you, to pay the yearly fee and have the benefits of internal use licenses that you used to have. But you can also purchase the action pack. The problem comes when we're looking at incentives, but I'll get back to that. Actually, right now, those of you who have participated in my seminars and webinars in the past will know that when I get to this slides, I'm starting to talk about incentives. Microsoft sending you a lot of money. So this is Microsoft's way of writing it. I think it's actually a little bit difficult to understand. It's from the FAQ document that I will also send you, include in the materials you can download from the link I sent you. It's also easy to get, and I'll show that later on how you can easily get the FAQ. So between October the 1st and September the 30th, 2023, you can attain the solution partner designations. And when you do that, you become eligible for incentives if you were not already because of a silver or gold in the past, ready for that. So that's one way to do it. If you purchase legacy benefits, you will still have the option of getting the old package of licenses that you had. And it says here you can continue to be eligible for incentives until your first anniversary after September 22 or later, and that actually means until the 1st of October 23. So you will be able to have incentives if you have it today and you renew your MPN before. You'll also be able to have it until the 1st of October 23. Some of you are earning a lot of money on incentives, so this is quite important. No change until the 1st of October 23, unless you fail to renew before the 1st of October. So after that, from the 1st of October 23, you have to become a solution partner if you still want incentives. But that's 16 months out in the future, so that should be more than enough time for you. And those who earn a lot of incentives today, they are usually also the ones that have the experts and the knowledge and stuff to be able to actually earn a solution partner designation. So it shouldn't be a big problem. There was actually a blog post 2 days ago where Microsoft talked a little bit about how incentives will look in the new year. So starting from October this year. This has not really something to do with the new partner program because it's still working on the old, you could say, partner program. And what they're saying, and it's a rather long post, but I've taken out the most important part in one line here, that the NCE incentives will revert back to legacy, and I'll show you in a moment what that means. And co-op will be reintroduced because, you know, on commerce incentives where NCE is placed, you're not getting co-op. So they're not deducting this 40% and putting on an account that you can then use the next half year for marketing if you have earned more than $10,000 in co-op. If it's less than $10,000, you're just getting it paid out after half a year. That has been gone for this half year if you're selling on NCE, but it will be reintroduced on the 1st of October this year. On Azure, they seem to be a little unsure about what they're doing with incentive rates, but some of you may have seen this before, where I show you what percentage are you earning incentives of, and you can see there's a difference between legacy and NCE. So right now on NCE, on sort of all the licenses, there are some who are better, but at least as the bottom, you will get 4%, or 5% on NCE and 4% on legacy. And from the 1st of October, I read the blog post above as that they will revert back to 4%. So enjoy your 5% or 10%, 9% on Dynamics. It's not so much added, but enjoy that extra percentage points on most of the points on most of the products, because it will go away. It will drop down 1 percentage point. So 1 percentage point may not sound like a lot, but if you're earning millions, and some of our partners are earning millions in incentives, then it's actually some money. You could, and I'm giving you a little hint out here, if you want to have the full incentive here before it goes down, place orders already now when you're ordering with upfront payment, because then you get all the incentive immediately at the current rate. If you place an order now for a 1-year term, but you choose monthly billing, that will mean that come 1st of October, 4 months out in the future, something like that, you will actually get less incentive for the remaining 8 months of that subscription. So if you want to earn a little bit more, you could ask the customer for upfront payment and order with us with upfront payment. If you're doing legacy subscriptions still, and some dynamic SKUs are still only available on legacy, even some of the 3-year subscriptions that some of you buy expensive products, then it's a very, very good idea to do it upfront, because the incentives go away totally on legacy from the 1st of January next year. That means that if you're paying per month on these, it's not so good because you will lose incentive totally from the 1st of January. So pay upfront. That way you will get the full incentive on these products as it is today on legacy, and you will not lose that money. You see some of the Dynamics products, it's quite a lot of incentive you would lose if you have a 3-year SKU and you're not asking for upfront payment. So that was just, this is a totally different webinar, I would say, and I'll get back to that when we have more info in the fall. Up to the 1st of October, we'll be ready with a new list, hopefully like this, so I can show you how exactly it'll be. Azure is the one I'm most uncertain about. I think they will take away some of this and put it in another place, but we'll see about that. Okay, that was incentives. But the benefits with licenses, internal use, I said it was better on solution partner. And this is what you get if you become a solution partner for modern work. That's Office 365, Microsoft 365, etc. Dynamics, well, Dynamics is sort of part of this. You can see it's you get licenses for that, but it's not part of modern work. It has its own area actually. But if you're selling licenses and you become get the modern work, we'll have a look at it in a moment, exactly what that means. This is what you'll get. Many of you are used to these, and if you have development people, programmers in the house, this is a very expensive subscription in Danish kroner. It's about between 15 and 18,000 Danish kroner per year per user, and you get 25 of them. So it's more than 2,000 euro for those who are using that, that you pay for just one of these for a year. So if you're using those, huge value in getting this. You're getting 200 Microsoft 365 E5s, the highest, most expensive product on Microsoft 365. So it used to be only 100 for a gold partner, and then you could attain, if you were on what was called the gold cloud productivity competency, you would get 100. And then you would have perhaps 20 more or something like that, because you had that competency. But now you're getting 200, and you are still getting some of the rest also. And this is just for one solutions partner designation. You can have multiple where you get even more licenses than this. If you do specializations, you get some more Azure out here. You can see it's dev test. It's not meant to run your production unless you have the specialization. And you can see you're still getting some of the old licenses. They call it software licenses. This is cloud. This is software licenses, meaning on-premise. And you're getting some stuff there also. One of the things I was a little bit surprised about is actually this one, Windows 365 Enterprise. So you're actually getting this cloud PC for 5 users. Of course, this is probably because Microsoft hasn't seen the uptake they really expected on this. I'm not sure. I haven't got numbers from Microsoft, but at least I don't think we've seen so much sale that I might have expected on this. So they want to show you how it works so you can test it out and work with it. So this was modern work. And I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'm going to show you one more, which is interesting for a lot of you because you have more and more partners that are actually only doing Azure, not the licensing part, but Azure. And if you attain the designation on this one, then you will also get production. And if you get a specialization on top, you'll get even more on top of this. And you can see it's probably a little difficult to read, but this is core. So if you get this for infrastructure, which I'm showing here, and you then also get the data and AI solution partner, then you're not getting more of this stuff because they share this. So you're only getting it once, even though you get data and AI or digital app and innovation. But this one, if you get one more of these designations here, you will get this one more time. It's incremental, so you get 6,000 more, 12,000 more to do internal use. So you can, and 25 Visual Studio more, so you can actually get 3 times this. And if you had this one also, then you can start to imagine this is actually a lot of internal use rights stuff that you're getting this way. A lot of money. Large partners will like this because they get a lot of licenses that way. Okay, fairly quiet crowd. There's a lot of people, so I understand perhaps that you won't want to ask, and then you're not asking Thomas either. I must be explaining it very well. So there's actually an example here, but I'm a little afraid of how the time will be, so we could perhaps come back to this. I haven't done this before, so I'm not sure how much time it will take. So I'll get back to this. But if we don't get back to it, have a look at it yourself to better understand how it's actually working. It's an okay example, so just have a look. So Microsoft made an FAQ, frequently asked questions, that you can also download. And I'll show you in a moment where you can get it. If you don't find it, click on this one and you'll get to the page where you can actually see a lot of different stuff. And one of the things you can download is actually this FAQ, and you can just have a little bit. I've actually found something interesting here, and I think this FAQ document will be updated. You can see this one was from April 19. So it was updated once after the introduction, and it'll probably be upgraded a lot or added a lot of stuff into it as people ask questions to Microsoft. I'll later on show you that next week there will be the first session where you can actually ask Microsoft about this. So I haven't been able to ask some of the questions I might have yet. I've been on one training where they went through it, but you are not really able to ask questions. So that'll be good, and I have links for that if you want to join that later on in the slides. So, time for a live demo. Sometimes that goes wrong. I've been testing all morning and night actually to see if this is working still. But before we go into the demo, you can download some of the information I have here. Again, this is from the FAQ. And there are some links directly so you can see the specific details on each solution partner, a solution area, what you need to attain to get to that. But I'll dig into it a little bit later also. When we go into Partner Center in just a moment, Microsoft has they have set it all up. So the new program is already in Partner Center. And that means that you can see where you are on the solution partner program already. Now don't go in there right now. Wait until after the call because you need to listen to me and then understand a little bit of it. But if you haven't been in there already, after the call, you might want to go in and have a look and look there and then contact us if you have a question or if there's something completely wrong, contact Microsoft via support ticket. And this is what it says down here. The data in there is not updated every day. So if you take skilling data, that means the exams your colleagues have and have associated in your Partner Center. All your colleagues have associated their exams, right? If you don't know how to do that, contact us. I may actually show you quickly. That'll be updated daily, but it takes 72 hours after they take the exam before it's available in there. But customer success and performance data is not updated that often. It's only updated once per month, about the 15th of every month. So if you find a new customer you onboarded and you're not seeing the data, you have to wait at least a month before you can actually be sure to see that data in the system. Okay, let's switch Partner Center. Let's see which one. Should we have this one? So how to show you a demo, and I know this is very small, I'll make it bigger, but I wanted to show you the full part of it. You go into Partner Center, you click on the burger menu, click on membership, and this time not the old stuff up here. You go down to solution partner. This is the new program. It's just for preview. It doesn't mean anything to how much money you will get or anything. It's just to show you if you were to renew now under the new program, what would your status be? The problem is I've seen a number of partners and also our own, of course, The security does not seem to be updated at all. I've also heard, but I haven't really read it anywhere, but I've heard that they're working on getting the details into this one. So this is the 6 areas, and security down here, you might not see anything, even though you believe there should be some data in there. There might not be, because Microsoft has not updated the area. So in the top, it starts with what's new. So simplified partner explains a little bit about holistic measurement. It's basically just what I've just told you. So probably don't need to spend too much on that. Then there's a partner capability score. If you want to learn more about how do Microsoft measure performance, and we'll go down to details in a moment. Perhaps I need to show this a little bit. Then you can actually click this and learn more. The same about skilling and the same about customer success. And it also says up here, you need to get 70 points out of 100 points. And you also need to have, when we go down to in one of the areas, on each metric, you need to have at least 1 point. That's quite important. We'll get back to that. Then there's next steps. Well, get certified. Many of you will probably have to have people take 1 or more exams. More than 1 person's perhaps, also for the advanced stuff. And then you need to get credit and you view your scores for what you're actually doing with your customers. And this is where some partners don't really think that Microsoft is showing the correct stuff. And then you need to ask Microsoft. I can't see it, but Microsoft can. So already now, if you think something is wrong, make a support ticket right up here, a question mark, and say that you don't see what you think you should see. And then you can explore your benefits. The benefits actually are available here. So I showed you got 200 Microsoft 365 E5s if you got the modern work designation. But this is a document, a PDF will open if you click on that one, and I'll actually include it in the materials. You can download when I send you the link. And that PDF will show for each one how many licenses will you get, etc. Also for advanced specializations, or it's called specializations in the future. That will also be shown in there. You can also take a little tour, just click and it will explain the different elements. It's not so good, I would say. And then there's this one, learn more. If you click that one, it'll open a new page and it will actually go into these document stuff where you can see details, data sheets, the FAQ I'm talking about can also be downloaded there. The benefits guide, also the one I just mentioned, where you can just click directly and get also in here. Partner timeline, I've already shown you that one. And there's some other stuff here. And here you can actually see a document for each solution area: infrastructure, data and AI, digital app, business application, modern work, security. So you can download those if you want to see. The details that are in these is approximately the same details you can actually see already in Partner Center. So you might not need to download these, but it's just a different way of looking at it. So if you prefer to look in a PDF and see the details sort of page by page, this is the way you can do it. Okay, so that was that part. So learn more, got you to that one. Start preparing. This is why I have the call and you're listening, because you need to prepare now and be sure. So have a look at what your numbers are. I'm showing you our demo tenant. I can't show the real one because there's too much data that I cannot share, but I can click into one of these and I will click into the modern work one, and I'll actually make it a little bigger first so we can see it here. Modern work, unlike the others, have actually two different ways of getting the solution area as a partner: SMB companies and enterprise customers. So it's not you they're talking about who you're typically working with. Are you typically working with SMB or enterprise? You can actually be working with both. And if you're working with both, then the highest number will count. You cannot add them. This is why it says or here. So if you're earning 68 points here and 70 points here, then you have earned it on the enterprise and you'll have 70 points here. The current competencies, well, they are showing. If you already have competencies where you're silver or gold, it will show. It's not really important. Important is the new stuff. So let's look at SMBs, because this is probably most of the people on the call. There might be a number of enterprise stuff here. Let's look at the details. So Partner Center is, as you probably know, not the world's fastest site, but it was fairly quick this time. So it has a little bit more info. Again, you can take a tour, so you get the details on this one. And you can see I clicked the SMB. If I click out here to get to modern work, it will start with enterprise. So that's a little warning. If you click here, it will show you enterprise, and most people don't notice they can actually go up and change it up here at the top. So switch to SMB. So performance. Before we take performance, you must attain at least 1 point in each of the individual metrics. And I was initially a little bit unsure, does that mean performance, skilling, and customer? So at least one, no, it actually means 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, and 1 point here, at least. Of course, you need to have more in some of them because you need to reach 70 points total. The one that's easiest to do something about, get some exams. You can get 10 points here and 15 points here. So 25 points you can earn by simply, it's not simple, but by going out and getting some exams and having them recorded in the system. If you don't know how to get the exams into the system, have the employee that gets the exam click on this one. So they need to be able to log into Partner Center. They don't need a specific role in Partner Center. They need to click in here, and then they need to click on my profile. And then this one will open. Now I'm opening it on a different page. You could open it on the same page also. And then you need to go in and put in your Microsoft Learning account. So when you sign up for an exam with Microsoft, you're using an email. It's best to use your personal email, so Hotmail, Gmail, whatever. It needs to, I don't actually know if you can do it with a Gmail, but I think you can. If somebody knows, just put it in the chat. I have a Hotmail, so I'm using my Hotmail when I take these exams, and then I associate it in here so that I am sharing my personal exams because they are personal. Maybe the company paid for it, but it's my exams. I'm sharing that with Arrow in this case. So I do this here. And then when I want to do trainings, I can also get partner university access. So I also put it in here. So when I do trainings, I'm still using my personal email. And then my company can actually see what trainings I've done. It's pretty smart. If I move to another company, I take it with me and I remove my association. So that was how to get the exams in here. Okay, which exam do you need? And it says required 2 here. And this is one of the questions I will put to Microsoft next week, hopefully, because I don't think it's actually required to have 2. It's the number of points in total. But if you want to get maximum points, then you need 2 when you are doing this on the SMB part. Then you need 2 with exams. You can click this one or actually just hover your mouse and it will show you something, but it's much better to actually click view details. You'll see the same. So I don't know why they have 2 ways of doing this, perhaps because they don't want to show this immediately. So these are the exams. And for the first time, my favorite exam is there, Microsoft 365 Fundamentals. Everybody who is working in sales or technical, or even the managers, the directors of the companies, those who grew up quite as old, just as old as I am, and haven't really learned about the cloud, take this one as the first one you take from Microsoft. If you're a technician, you probably have some of the more advanced ones, but have all the salespeople at least take this one because you're learning so much. It's changing your view about how is Microsoft 365 working, security, what is available. And it's 5-6 hours, something like that. If you're not familiar with it, it might take a little bit longer. If you're very familiar, it might take a little bit shorter, but it's very good. You can do it online in Microsoft Learn, and it's fantastic. Just remember to use your private email when you do it. You can, of course, take one of the more advanced here, but this is still intermediate certification. I would say this is basic, but Microsoft put it here. So that's good. You simply need 2 persons to take that, then you get 10 points. So go out and have all your people take this one. It's very, very good. If you want to understand how you link certified employees, I just showed you actually. There's also explanation here. And if you want to learn more about partner capability scoring, you can click on this one. So have 2 of them, then you get the maximum 10. It will actually show here which persons has taken these exams. So that's quite good. You can see directly if you have people who did it. Also, if you have more than 2, it will show all of them down here. So that was the intermediate, but you want more points than 10. You want 15 over here also in the advanced one. And this is one of the tricky ones because this is probably the solutions partner designation most of Arrow's partner in Denmark at least will try to take the modern work SMB. And I just told you, you have to have at least 1 point in all of them. So you actually need to have an advanced certification here. Because you need to have 1 point in this metric. And if we look at the details, you will see that you have to have 1 person and then you get 15 points. You can have more, but it will not earn you more points. What is it that you need to take? Again, you can click open in a new link and then you can see the exam. Make it a little bit bigger. Enterprise Administrator Expert on Microsoft 365. Does that make sense? Yes, if you sell Microsoft 365, Office 365, any of the stuff, you need an expert. You need an expert to be able to show your customers you know what you're doing. We get a lot of questions that we would probably not have to talk to resellers about if they had an expert, because it's basic questions. You need to know what you're selling. So it makes a lot of sense. It's not an easy one to get because you actually have to take 2 exams, MS 100 and MS 101. What are those? It's Microsoft 365 Identity and Services and Microsoft 365 Mobility and Security. But hey, to get those, you actually have to take some of these also. So exams become important because you have to get this one. Because you have to get at least 1 point in this area. You'll actually get 15. It's when you have 1 person, but you have to get it. So this is probably one of the hurdles that'll be there. I'd sort of skipped the net customer ads because skilling is what you can go out and do and start doing now. And this is probably something you need to start doing. And I didn't show you this, but if you're clicking these ones again, now I'm just clicking it directly, you get into the details about this exam. You can schedule the exam, there's skills measured. And if you have people who like to learn online, don't need to go to a course, you can do that. We will also have courses for this in the fall. I'll show you the list in just a moment, but here you can actually see what they're going to have to go through. And this is Microsoft Learn. You can go and take it. I really love this way of doing it. Give people some time to study for this, and then they can go and take the exam. They can take it with Arrow in Denmark. We have 2 places, one in Jutland and in Viby with Aarhus, or in Copenhagen, Ballerup, where they can come and take the exam, or they can take it online. We don't think they should do that. They should come and visit us and take the exam. Okay, so that was skilling. Of course, for the other infrastructure, blah, 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 there are other exams you need to take, but I can't go through everything here. You have to do some yourself. Performance, you also need points here. View details. Net qualifying customers added, and the keyword here is added in the past 12 months. And you need to be either claiming partner record, many of you don't know what that is, or you need to have bought this through Arrow as a CSP indirect reseller. That's tier 2, the old name for that. I don't know why they're using those names, but they are. So if you have bought it through us, you're actually already associated with that customer, or should be. because you need to link your IDE. That means in Partner Center, the customer needs to be in your customer list in Partner Center. Then you have the link you need to be able to do this. And it's for customers with between 10 and 300 seats of one of these products. And strangely enough, they're using the old name here, Pro Plus. It was changed more than a year ago to Apps for Enterprise. So it's Intune, Exchange Online, Apps for Enterprise, SharePoint Online, Teams, Teams Meetings, Teams Phone Calling, Teams Platform, and Yammer. So if you're selling those products via CSP to new customers in the last 12 months, you will get points because it's new customers. If you have lost customers during the year, they will deduct it because they will deduct how many you had last year. So it can actually even be in minus on this one. So again, some more details on what to do it. I don't want to go into CPOR right now. It's not necessary for this one, but for some other stuff, it is necessary to talk about CPOR, and this we will do on the one-to-one calls. It's taking too long time here, so only 7 minutes left. Okay, so that was get new customers and sell them stuff. You also need to deploy. And again, it's the same. You need to be cloud service provider. I don't know why they didn't write it in the same way, CSP 1 or 2, because it works the same way. So paid available units, how many Exchange Online? Exchange Online is part of Office 365, E3, etc., Microsoft 365. So it's in there, Intune also. And the usage of these licenses, where there should be between 10 and 300, the usage should be more than 40%. Again, Microsoft knows what is happening, so they know how many users are actually using the product. And it will only count if more than 40% of the licenses are being used. So again, details. I'm hurrying up a bit here now. You need to read this and try to understand what that means. If you already have some, and you probably will have some already in there when you look, then you can look at the customers because they will actually be shown. There's no data for this one, but they will be shown here which customers there are. Okay, I see that 5 minutes left. I'm hurrying up. I think you're getting the idea now. Usage growth. So this was how many have you sold? How many are growing? Again, you can see here that you have CSP usage or CPOR. So if you have, if you're trying to attain this, you have to have a growth of up to 2,000 to get maximum the 30 points. You can get less than this, but then you have to look at how do I get the 70 points. And again, go in and read how it works. You need to be, again, buying through Arrow or doing the CPOR part. And this is where you actually grow the usage of how many users are actually growing the product. This one was how many was using it. This is how much you have grown it. So you need to help your customers use the products. Otherwise, it will not count. And if you're doing it via the CPOR, you don't need nearly as much. So you need to do the claims for CPOR. It actually earns you more incentive also if you do that already now. Some of our partners are doing this and some are not, most are not. But if you're doing this today, if you want to earn incentives on CPOR, claims partner record, then the customer needs to have 150 seats. But it can be lower for this way of doing it. So get points in all of the metrics, reach 70, and you will have attained. I think I have to switch back to the PowerPoint now, otherwise we will not, there's not so many slides left. This was actually showing that our tenant right now, we have max points in all of these, but we are actually missing the certification. I showed you with the MS 100 and 101. So we need to have an individual take that because we have 0 points here. So it's still in progress, even though we have reached the 70 points. So very interesting. You have to have that exam, MS 100, MS 101. One person take that one. If you want to do the advanced one, you need to have 2 people doing it. I've already shown this. You need to select on top. So the trainings we have here in the fall, we already have some trainings on Azure. If you think you need more training, AZ in Danish, 104, then contact Klaus Basballe. But I think we're almost full on those trainings. But I think there's still some seats left. There was another one. I don't remember the name of that one. Also with available around the 1st of June. So contact us if you need exams on Azure. Contact Klaus Basballe, he's the one taking care of those. You can see the expert I was talking about, MS100, MS101. There will be 3 events. It's a 5-day course. It will cost you some, but it will cost you less if you are buying licenses through Arrow. If you're not, you can still be on the course, but then you have to pay more. So you're getting a value out of buying your licenses through Arrow through this. But there's a lot of trainings because I've only shown you modern work. If you go into some of the other parts, then there are other trainings you need. Azure, for instance, all of it up here. Oops, that was too fast. So there's this list also on Dynamics. Alice knows a lot about this because she's working with a team. We have setting all this up, and we will have a schedule ready in a few weeks, Alice told me. So you'll be able to start planning on when people should go in and take all these trainings and get the exams. So there's also something called Insights in Partner Center. I'm not able to show it because there are too many details I can't show, but if you go in and click on the burger menu, you'll be able to choose Insights and then click Solutions Partner. Again, you'll see more details on how you have earned the points, etc. It's actually fairly comprehensive and not so easy to understand immediately, but it's there. So have a look at the Insights. There's a lot of other good stuff in Insights, but you have to have at least a couple of hours to begin to understand all the numbers and details that are in there if you do this. You need to have the right check mark in the roles assigned to you in Partner Center. Otherwise, you will not be able to see Insights. It's exactly the same. You wouldn't be able to see the solutions areas also if you don't have the MPN rights to do that. So now the time is up, and I think I want to have 1 or 2 slides more. This is actually the training I'm talking about on May the 25th. This is probably for our area the best one. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Danish time, and you will click on this link to get there and listen to Microsoft and ask questions. Yeah. And well, we're sort of out of time, and there was not a lot of questions to Thomas, at least I can see. Let's see, there was something. Yeah, there are some. I hope Klaus or Thomas took care of that. Because from me, contact us if you want to have one-to-one on this, and probably will have to do that with a number of you. And if there are nobody who wants to unmute and ask a question, I will simply switch. Next slide here. That's all, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you can use it. And I hope we will have a good working relationship and bringing you up to speed on all the new stuff and getting you the exams and getting you to Solution Partner Program. Enjoy and have a good summer. I will shut down the recording now.